Hello, everybody. It's been a long time. Well, I tell you what. Um, on the most part, I've been busy with work. Other things have been going on. Personal things, just business stuff, work wise, and whatnot. So this has been a long time coming. So I hope everybody's doing all right. Chip, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. It's been a while because I've been dealing with a lot of family stuff, personal life, and this time of year in the ag industry is extremely hectic with lots of work to be done. So anybody that knows about agriculture knows that this is the busiest time of year. So I'm glad to be back, and hopefully we can do a little bit more. We're still not out of season yet, but hopefully we can give everybody what we want.
Yes, sir. Um, so retic wise, man, what's been going on with you?
Oh, nothing. Pretty much just feeding animals and cleaning poop and doing that, getting stuff sorted. Like I said, I've been super busy, so it's not been really doing much with the animal community, except for I did leave all the social media platforms for the retics because I'm just done dealing with that drama and BS. Tried to help out for so long. I'm sticking with the Retic exchange, though. I'm going to be sticking around that. Um, but otherwise, I wrote off the rest of the community. I'm still here to help people. So if anybody wants to send me a message, I can't guarantee I'll get back in time, a timely manner. Uh, because I am extremely busy dealing with my stuff, but I'm still here to help everybody. But as for what I have witnessed since I have been pretty much on hiatus, uh, I've washed my hands of everything and I don't need the drama in my life. And I'm tired of seeing a lot of the community and stuff go downhill while we're still fighting for our rights. And these animals are being still looked at as a commodity and nobody's giving a crap. And people are going back on their words. And allegiances are being formed with some of the worst people in the community. And I just got tired of it. So I focus on my animals, working with my animals, my collection, because I care about them. I don't care about posting on social media. I don't care about breeding. I don't care about any of that other stuff. Just strictly focusing on the animals, but on my education page and the Retic exchange, and that's where I'm at right now.
Well, hey, speaking of your collection, man, could you talk a little bit about your collection that you have?
Well, what about it, James?
Well, see, that was the question. I asked you to talk a little bit about your collection. I know you have some animals that are, been around for a while now. You have uh, some very, I'm going to call old school animals and whatnot. Um, I know you've gotten some locality animals as well and
Yeah.
whatnot. So just, talk a little bit about them.
Well, a lot of my collection is really, really old, and what people in the research industry would classify as not worth anything. But I'm not a breeder. I don't care about the money. Um, the history and the quality of the animals is what I care about. So on the non-locality side, I have some extremely old uh, calico bloodline, golden child stuff. Uh, I have original albino Jampea stuff. No, not coming from albino Jampea, just the Wilbanks breeding, the very first Wilbanks breeding. Um, Carl Herman line tigers. Uh, I've got some of the stuff, the last clutch I ever produced a while back from basically a male titanium stuff, uh, which they're normal patterns, but they're absolutely gorgeous looking. And then I've got some animals here that from Megan Kelly that are in my collection now. Albino phantom, some double het sunfire, orange ghost stripe, and purple albino. And then my locality stuff is what I'm heavy into. Some wild caught animals, actual wild caught, not F1, F2, but Sumatrans. Probably the last largest wild caught breeding pair of Sumatrans. I got some Balis. I've got smaller, unrelated Balis. I've got some really awesome Malaysians, wild caught Malaysians, some breeding stock Malaysians, some really smaller Sumatrans that are really awesome looking. One of my favorite snakes is a year-old Malaysian that I have. I think it's going to be some of the most outstanding pattern I've ever seen. It's one of my favorite snakes and the biggest sweetheart. I've got some awesome Sula cross stuff with Malaysians, some very big bloodlines there. The Sula stuff and the man, I'm sorry, guys. I am very, very tired. So I did get off work not too long ago, and I haven't done this in a while. So trying to get in the groove of things and just trying to go off there. But on my other stuff too, I just don't focus on reticulated pythons. I've got Burmese pythons, really older stuff, 10, 15-year-old Burmese pythons, some old school granite stuff, some double het stuff. I've got green anacondas that are wild caught. I've got carpet pythons here. I love my carpet pythons. A lot of my stuff's older. My oldest carpet python in my collection, I believe, just turned 13. Then I've got some fall pythons. I've got my oldest snake in my collection is my 27-year-old normal female wild caught ball python. Then I've got some old albino ball pythons, ivories, lucies, pies, Mojaves, just the gamut of your baseline stuff. Nothing crazy. And then I love my colubrids. I've got a variety of different types of corn snakes. I've got some crazy looking bull snakes, hog noses, and so just a variety of little stuff like that. I even got sand boas. But yeah, majority of my collection is reticulated pythons. I go for genetics on size. I haven't gotten any official lengths as of recently. I do keep up with Stephen Dawson and stuff, and we've gotten some new information out, so we're going to have to be resizing some of these animals. But I've got some animals that are true monsters. My biggest previously until my recent acquisitions was 19 feet 6 inches. I have an animal here now that makes that one look small. I haven't gotten accurate measurement on her, but she definitely is quite a bit longer than my 19 foot 6 incher. And my 19 foot 6 incher was accurately measured. But that's my main goal with my projects that I moved down the road with, is getting good bloodline genetics for not crossbreeding, not inbreeding, but size. I'm not looking to make a bunch of these. I'm not selling to the public. I am not trying to be a retic farm. All my animals stay in house. I don't get rid of my females because they're worthless or they're not going to make expensive babies. Uh, I'm not making a clutch just to make a clutch because I have something. Um, I'm just doing what I love and interacting with. I actually interact with my animals. I don't have them in a cage where all they do is pop out babies. Um, 99% of the people out there that on Retic can't go up to any of the wild caughts that I got like I can and give them a kiss on the face. Uh, because I read my animals and I study them. Uh, I don't care how much they're worth. I don't care how bad people want babies. I don't care about any of that stuff. This is purely for me and showing how awesome and smart these animals are. So roughly that's my collection in a nutshell. I'm sure I'm missing a few out there. I'm sure I'm not gone through everything, but it's been a long night and I don't have everything cataloged and there's too many to even count. What about your collection? How's your collection doing?
Well,
Or do
first
we
you
have
got.
some questions here? Oh, I did. I had my big baby. I had for a while was the biggest known African rock python in North America. She passed away a few years ago. Had her for a very long time, but she's around the 16 and a half foot mark. I posted pictures of her around. She was a sweetheart too. She was just like a big berm, wasn't aggressive whatsoever, didn't have your typical African rock attitude. I never was once bitten by her or roughed up. I could handle her like a baby. Uh, I don't have rocks at this moment. I'm sure down the line I will. I used to have quite a few different rocks, wild caughts, and everything else like that. But I keep my stuff until they pass away. Pretty much, I don't really get rid of anything. So um, I haven't sold to anybody, um, and so I'll get back into African rocks. I know James is getting into African rocks right now, so he's got that going.
Yeah, good stuff, Chip.
What about you? How's your collection?
Everything's going good, man. You know, on the most part, feeding up my females. Most of the I got several females that I am looking to breed. Um, I slow grow everything though. I'm not all about pushing them with food and whatnot. Uh, so most of them all got age on them and everything. So as of now, what I'm doing is now I'm offering a little bit more food to get some weight on them. Uh, you know, get them ready for breeding and whatnot. So that's where I'm at right now, on the most part. So
So,
I'm all about slow growing.
so what do you got? What do you got in your collection? Can you talk about that?
Yeah, but I'd have to kill you. You know, everything's 007. Um, so um, I have some anthrax stuff. I have some OGS stuff. Um, I do have some. I have some locality stuff. I have some Sulas. I have some Sumatra stuff like you do. I have some Bali stuff like you do. Smaller stuff, not as large as what Chip has. Um, and I do have a pair. I have a I do like African rock pythons back in the day. I kept them. Um, and I just now started getting back into them. I got a patternless African rock and a het patternless uh, babies that I got from Bob that I'm working with. I have marble stuff. I think I said I have anthrax. I have some phantom uh, stuff. Uh, I got a little bit of everything. Mainly just stuff that I really like. I really love certain locality things. Um, and when it comes to morphs and whatnot, I like stuff with a lot of pattern, like crazy pattern stuff. And I like bright colored stuff that pops, you know. Um, so when it comes to that kind of thing, when it comes to breeding morphs and whatnot, that's kind of like where I'm at. I love albino things, you know. Um, so, and I think that when it comes to albinos, retics are some of the prettiest albino animals out there. Um, yeah, I don't know if you want me to go, or if anybody wanted me to go into detail, but that's pretty much.
What type of albino stuff do you have?
I have some orange glow stuff. I have some lavender stuff. I have like lavender marbles that I got from Jeff Kelly back a few years back. Uh, I have some albino sun, albino platy stuff. In fact, this weekend, because I just had a clutch hatch, and this weekend, me and my boys are going to be doing a lot of cleaning and probably moving stuff around. So we're actually going to try to get. I'm going to try to get updated pictures on everything, adults, sub adults, and I need to try to get good pictures of the hatchlings that I have right now and sex everything and kind of get that organized and whatnot. So hopefully next week sometime I'll actually be posting some new updated pictures of my collection. So
Oh, nice. Are you working with any other species at all besides rocks and retics?
right now that's pretty much all I have that I'm actually working with now. I got some. I don't know. We've been babysitting these. I've been babysitting a boa constrictor, just a common boa, and a corn snake for about 2 years now or longer.
That's a heck of a long time to babysit something.
Well, that's they supposedly you're supposed to still come get them, so I don't know. But either way, those are in my care, but I don't really consider them mine. So,
Yeah,
and my son, we have turtles and we have some bearded dragons and whatnot, but
yeah, we do
you know,
too.
so
Well, I have a variety of other reptiles too.
dubias, we got dubia roaches. Does that
Yeah,
count?
they're hard to get. They're hard to keep alive up here.
Yeah, you funky ass weather you got.
Yeah, that's what I'm dealing with right now. The pressure and the temperature gradients. I mean, we're by by 6 o'clock in the morning here. It's 40 degrees. Last week it was 40 degrees when you woke up at 6 a.m. Then by 1 o'clock it was almost 100 degrees.
See, that's like some Satan shit. That's
You
like
know,
some devil worship, goofy
60-degree
shit.
temperature shift, and then it's dropping right back down. So there's another 60-degree temperature shift. It's crazy. And so I've been dealing with that and keeping my humidities and my airflow and all that other stuff. Because what I do in all my reptile rooms, because I don't just have one, because I've got a lot of other species of reptiles. I've got geckos, alligators, uh, skinks, dragons, you know, uh, just turtles, all sorts of stuff. So I got stuff in different areas, and I keep ambient temperature. I do not use heat tape, heat pads, radiant heat panels, anything like that. I I've done this for 20 years, uh, and I was thinking about converting to radiant heat panels when I came to North Dakota, but then the stuff happened with Bob, and that even scared me even more. So I don't trust any of that stuff. I don't care how good a reputation it is, whatever. Things can happen, and I do not want a fire to happen. So the
Yeah,
safest bet that you can do is, if you can, radiant heat or ambient heat in a room. Make a reptile room. I have multiple. I do that. So I have to adjust my humidity levels, my airflow levels, my temperatures, all that stuff for the entire room. You know, once you get it down and you know what you're doing, it's pretty easy to do, and it saves you money, and you can control everything a lot better. A lot of these people, me and James were literally just talking about this, but you got a hot side of the cage and a cold side of the cage. Well, most of these cages are small. You're cooking your animals. These snakes don't need it that hot. Retics especially. These are not desert animals. 90-degree hot spots. Give me a break. You're not going out in Indonesia and finding retics freaking soaking up for hours on end at 90 degrees.
I'm actually have a huge like I just like yourself, and probably some of the other keepers. We probably know a little bit more about Indonesia than we do about things in our own state or hear anything in the United States. In all reality, so tomorrow, we're going to be working out in the snake room and cleaning and moving stuff around, and I have like this really nice badass poster of Indonesia that I'm gonna be hanging up. And I just say this for people who will watch the videos. They'll probably be in the background because I'll start doing videos again in the snake room once everything is like it's supposed to be. They can maybe zoom in and see where their animals come from
Right?
and do a Google search and see the temperatures and the humidity and shit. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not making fun of anybody by no means. But like you said, it's not 100 degrees there. It's
And if there
and it's
are
not a
100-degree spots, that
but
retics
yeah,
aren't
but I
hanging
mean,
out in them.
but they're not hanging out. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, just go to Google, people. Just
I
saying.
I get down at night times, you know, 72, 75 degrees. Daytimes, anywhere between 83 and 88 degrees, and it fluctuates. It's not a constant. And you go outside, reject travel, wrong burrow, go and stay. Temperature gradients happen all the time. These snakes are really, really hardy, and they are meant to uh, not be in a certain temperature. Can they live? Yeah, but how many 10-plus-year-old retics are out there right now?
Always remember this, people. Heat will mess your retics up way quicker than a little bit of cold. Now,
Yep.
that being said, I'm not saying let them stay in cold weather or anything like that. By no means. That's not what I'm saying. But, you know, some people keep their animals a little hot, and yeah, retics. They there's a lot of things that people don't seem to realize. Like if you're able to give them a big enough room where they climb, yes, uh, they're arboreal by all means. Um, are they at home in the water? Yes, by all means. But in the cages that the majority of us use for them, and I'm not trying to get in an argument with anybody about cage sizing, but the sizes that we normally use, most keepers, if your animal is in the water a lot, usually one of two things: it's too hot or it's got mites. So just some tips right there. Not saying that they don't like to soak and they will not get in the water dish or water tub if you give them something big enough to get into.
Yeah. Well, the problem I have is in the freaking 85 to 90 degrees all the time. It's like, come on, guys. You are shortening go stand outside yourself in 85 to 90-degree weather all the time. Don't have an air conditioner at night. I guarantee you it's going to shorten your lifespan. There's a reason air conditioning was invented. I mean, we don't come from desert areas, and We can't handle that. Neither can these animals. Um, everybody talks about cool down and natural cycle. It's like the retic, you keep it at ambient temperature, some natural fluctuation of temperatures throughout the year, and have that cycle. You don't sit there and have to monitor your thermostat constantly, and then what if your thermostat fails, and what if your probe's not working, and that animal can't yell at you. You're not going to know until you're opening that up, and something's wrong here, or your animal's been in 90 degrees or 85 degrees for a year, and all of a sudden you're at work and the thermostat completely shuts off and it goes cold because you got it in a room that's 60 degrees, and it drops the temp rapidly, and they can go into shock because there's no fluctuation. They can't adjust to that. They can't keep their body at a certain temperature. It's just a dangerous game, and I believe that keeping these animals in a smaller cage and having a thermostat on them and keeping them at those type of temps year round is doing damage to their health. And you can look at all these breeders and they're having successful clutches and making awesome animals and selling blah blah blah. But find out where their adults are after 10 years. I mean, seriously, go find out. I mean, these animals can live, 35 years, 40 years possibly. Tell me how many 20-year-old retics are out there. I've got some that are pushing that. Overseas, there's a bunch, but they're not keeping them like we are here.
It's not just breeders, though. I mean, you think about the people that, you're sitting there and you're, hey, ask the breeders about how old their animals are, this and that. But in general, you think about the animals that have been sold over the years, where are they at?
Yeah.
We all know people in the hobby who have been buying animals or who have bought animals. Where are those animals that those people bought? So,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if don't just pick on the breeders and whatnot, it's
Well, it's across the
people.
board. Nobody wants. And my point to the breeder thing is these breeders say, "Oh, I'll help you out." Then they give them the same information that they're using, and then they overdo it. And nobody wants to go and do their own research. Nobody wants to listen to logic. And been working with these animals for so long, you can tell what they want and what they need. And so you get a breeder that has all the answers. That's why I'm saying, where are their 10, 15, 20-year-old animals that have been around this long? And then they're selling a bunch of clutches from 10 or 15 years ago. Where are those animals at? Where are the people that are buying them? Because they're doing the same perpetual shit as that breeder was doing. Or they're not doing it at all. We give a lot of crap to people with fish tanks, even though that's how we started. The reason that happens is in this day and age, with all the cage companies out there, with all the technology, with all the information at our fingertips, we have proven 15 years ago that keeping an animal in a fish tank is harmful. The fish tanks are meant for fish. They're meant to hold water. And when you add water into there, the seals seal up and it doesn't leak. Well, if you don't have water in there and you got an animal that is spreading urate and has to have high humidity, the seals are breaking down. And then those seals are holding bacteria. And you're not going to be able to clean that bacteria out. Or if you use a chemical to clean that bacteria out, then your seals are going to go out. Or the seals will then hold that chemical. And then water gets on that from the humidity. And then that snake lays in the chemical or the bacteria. And then it's just a constant cycle. And that's why fish tanks are bad. You're planning on getting an animal that you've been on this site or this breeder. Instead of spending that $500, $600, $700 on this animal, or even $300, go spend that extra $300 you have to buy that animal that you want. Go buy a decent cage, then save up your money again when you're ready and buy the animal so it has a proper enclosure. I don't like hearing the excuse anymore. Well, I didn't have this money or I thought it was okay. There is no room for that anymore. It's 2021. That would have worked in the 90s. That would have worked in the early 2000s. But you got 12 different cage companies out there. You got multiple groups with 10,000 people in it. You've got the internet and videos out there. Nobody keeps snakes in aquariums anymore. And there's a very valid reason from what we've learned. And the enclosure thing and the feeding thing is asinine too. And, I stress this and I try and be the nice guy. I've been an educator for many, many years. And because I'm not selling the hot new morph, or because I don't have a certain amount of followers, my opinion is invalid. When any of these little freaking breeders out there don't hold a candle to the education that I can give about the actual natural ability of these animals. Because I don't care about sponsors. I don't care about the light. I don't care about the next hot new morph or selling an animal. I care about the animal and how the health of it and the longevity and the proper interaction of it is. And that's why I attack the breeders.
Good stuff.
I'm not here to make friends. I'm here for the animals.
Okay.
It's honestly.
Yeah. Right on.
Oh,
So
did I make you mad?
no. Why would you make me mad? Huh?
You
Bitch.
seem
Get it all off your chest. Let everybody know how everybody sucks. Go right ahead.
No, it's not everybody. There's a lot of good people out there. There is a lot of good people out there. Like, I'll bring up Garrett. There's people that don't like Garrett, but what Garrett's doing right now with his facility, and he's trying to design cages right now that are better suited for the retics. His education and everything else. I encourage people to go check him out and listen to what he has to say. You don't even have to buy an animal off him, but he's been to Indonesia and he raised these animals. He's seen a lot of stuff and he's trying to make things better. He really is, and he's a heck of a nice guy. Um, these cages that he's come up with, I think are the right idea because they are semi-arboreal. He's trying to get new designs out there. He's trying to better everything for everybody. There's a lot of good breeders out there. I'm just saying that there are some that are not.
Yeah, well, most of we know this, and there's nothing wrong with pointing that out and whatnot. But you know, uh, we should talk about some of the good people out here and
Well, that's what I'm
whatnot,
doing
and
now.
and well, there's a lot of good people. Depending on what your opinion is. You know, and there's a lot of people. I'm gonna say a lot of people. There's we have some people out here that and the thing about it is at the end of the day, everybody has their right to their own opinion about how things are.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things in our hobby all the way across the board where it comes from aspect of large constrictors all the way down to colubrids, ball pythons, uh, geckos, and whatnot. That can be frustrating if you look at it close enough. People's ethics, and whatnot. Um, so there's always going to be negative stuff, no matter what. Um, and we can talk about that every show, all day, every day, because it's always going to be there. Um, talking about it, is it going to change much? No, I think people do definitely need to know about it. Definitely, especially people who are even people that are in the hobby and has been in the hobby for a while, but especially if we have any new people uh, coming in, um, if they hear different opinions and whatnot, they're able to hopefully make a good judgment call on if they're going to get an animal, if they need to wait, um, maybe they need to, you know, make sure they have all their, ducks in a row, and
Yeah.
then who they feel is the best, breeder for what they're trying to get, what they want. Um, but that being said, there's still a lot of good in this hobby across the board. It really is. There's a lot of good people. Um, so that's all I'm saying. There's still good people. Um, there's still people that have a true passion when it comes to these animals, whether they're breeding or not. There's people that actually breed these animals and they have a passion for it. Um, I still, I'm a firm believer that I mean, I want to breed. I'm going to breed. Um, I need to be smart about it. Um, Smarter than what I thought I was years ago. Um, when it comes to breeding these animals, because for one, like for me, what I want to do, I don't want to just produce a bunch of shit. Um, I'm gonna try to be smart about what I put together. Um, One, you know, I'm the one that's gonna have to take care of this stuff, so it's got to be something that I want to see. But that being said, I also have to look at it as making something that others would like to see as well. But like I said, you still got to be smart about it. Um, you know, I think the days of mass producing, especially reticular pythons, I mean, that's something that everybody should kind of take a good look at, because, everybody has the right to own one, or I feel like everybody should have the right to own one, but not everybody should have one.
Right.
So,
I agree.
you know,
Well, just like we talked about, there's how many retics are produced compared to how many people can actually own one.
right.
It's a little crazy, you know, for a country of 350 million people and the reptile community as a whole, we're including geckos and everything else, is maybe 1% of 1% of that.
Very
And that's
small.
yeah, that's the whole reptile community. And if you even narrow that down, the large constrictor community, it's
Well,
even smaller.
that's
And
where, our job as keepers, breeders, hobbyists, whatever, we don't need to, I'm not saying that we need to shove these animals in people's faces by no means, but we have to somehow, uh, it's important to education. Definitely. Education is key. Um, and trying to teach people that these animals, aren't killers. They're not ugly. They're not slimy. They're not horrible. But there's a true fear. There's a real fear of reptiles in general, and definitely snakes of any species.
you
So that's where we come in. Because the majority of the population, they think we're the crazy ones. We're crazy, um, and that kind of thing, and maybe we are a little bit. I know that to take care of some of the shit that we do, maybe we need to be a little bit of crazy. I don't know. Um, but we have to be positive, and we have to try to show these animals in a positive light. You know, do our best to do that. Um, because besides U.S. Arc and whatnot, I mean, we're on the front lines too. So us being the educators and doing the things that we do, um, you know, we're on the, like I said, we're on the front lines. So it's up to us.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just like where I work. I mean, I'm in a farming community, and the general statement is only good snake is a dead snake. But, with the company I've worked for years for, it's really funny. In the last 6 months, I'm starting to get more of the guys coming up to me and asking me these questions now that they're really realizing, oh, yeah, this guy's got these animals. Okay, at first I'm nuts, I'm a psycho, I'm crazy. And then it's, oh, can you show me another picture? So what do you do with it? All these questions, opening that door. It's taken a long time for that, but that door has gotten open and I'm starting to open minds a little bit more and all that stuff. I do that across the board though with all animals. It's not just snakes. Snakes are a big thing, but like I have a real passion for stinging insects. I don't kill wasps or bees or hornets or anything like that. We have with the dry weather, we had a paper wasp explosion, and they're in everybody's house, and they're all over the shop. And I'm picking them up with my hands and showing them these animals aren't out to hurt you. You're freaking out and you're getting old information. It's the same thing. It's these people are watching news or these little pop-up ads on Facebook, seeing these snakes and alligators and all sorts of stuff trying to hurt people or people having accidents, and they automatically think all these animals are killers or all these animals are bad or all this and all that. And if you don't take the time to respectfully respond to it, and that's the key, respect. If you call someone an idiot or you go back with them in an aggressive way, they're shutting down. They're not listening to what you have to say. They're not wanting to learn. But if you do a response to that in a respectful manner, try and, find some common ground with them, you can build on that, and that's what we all need to do because we live around our neighbors, people we run into. Majority of people are scared of these animals when there's no reason to be.
No, I agree with you. I think everybody pretty much agrees with you. I hope. So, but hell yeah,
You still mad at me?
I'm not mad at you. Just want to try to throw some positive shit in here. You know what I mean? Damn.
I'm all about the positivity, buddy.
Oh, God damn.
So what you got on the forefront of your retake?
Forefront?
Yeah, it means what do you have right now going on?
Oh, well, I mean, I just had a clutch.
We'll talk about it.
What? It's so I had a male purple golden child cow that also turned out to be tiger.
Amazing.
That I put to a orange glow female. And so we have some good looking babies, man, that hatched out way early. Was not expecting that. Kind of freaked me out a little bit. But we have some orange glow golden child tigers, orange glow golden childs, orange glow phantoms, all kinds of goodies. Like I said, this weekend I hope to take good pictures, try to take better pictures of everything, sex everything, get everything and kind of organized and whatnot. I'm gonna have to teach Ian, my oldest boy, he gets to learn how to sex them this weekend. So that'll be fun.
Class of sexing snakes.
Yep, hell yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Which I enjoy that part of it right there.
What part?
Having my children, work with me out there, watching them interact with the animals and the kind of thing like that, teaching them stuff. That's always pretty cool.
Oh,
So,
I thought you were going to say seeing snakes' penises.
well, I like that too. I just have I have a way to just be able to pop them out too. It's a man, I tell you what. But yeah, and like I said, so depending on how big some of my females get by next year depends on what I got going on. Like I don't push it or anything. I have some females out there right now that are big enough to breed, but in my head, nothing out there really makes a whole lot of sense. And I'm not sure if the outcome is something that I want to see. So I haven't really been pushing, to breed anything. So, but some of the stuff I got coming up, yeah, I'm looking forward to. But I'm all about the health of the animals and whatnot.
You got to be doing any shows?
Well, I've been going to shows. I probably will be doing some shows as in vending and whatnot myself. Thought about it, been thinking about it, just haven't put anything into motion yet. Trying to get everything situated and working out here. Everything here at the house, getting everything how we want it, how set up and organized exactly how we like it. Uh, there's still a whole lot of work to be done for the Retic Exchange podcast thing here, so there's a lot of work that needs to be put into this. I'm an idiot when it comes to the technical side of it.
I
My
know.
son, he's taking classes, so
Oh, maybe he can take over and I don't have to anymore?
no, hell no, bitch. You're gonna do your little whatever bullshit that you do. But he's gonna help. He's gonna help us make it better.
I'm gonna give my reins to Ian when he's ready.
Yeah. So, I think that's about it. I mean, like I said, I got some bubblehead, ocelot, caramel stuff. Just waiting on, just putting some weight on the females. Slowly though. Gonna do it healthy.
What, you're not gonna start feeding 12-pound rabbits every 5 days?
Every 3 days.
Oh, okay.
No. No, sir. That's not what we do. We're not advocates of that shit. However, people who do it, it's whatever. Your animals.
Yeah.
Badass.
Good way to kill them. So anything else you want to touch on?
What do you plan on breeding?
Nothing right now.
Man, need to take over, Chip.
I'll just breed all my females, and I'll have about 1,000, 1,500 snakes that'll put in baby racks and go from there. Figure it out after they all have.
Fuck yeah, that's what you need to do. There's a dude in California that might end up in Arizona, and then there's another dude in California. Hell, they love all kinds of morphs and shit. So you should do that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna breed everything together and make a bunch of inbred animals. It seems like they sell well.
Fuck yeah, they do.
Yeah. No, my big ones are pretty much going to be pets. I'm not going to breed them. Like, I'm going for size. I want to see what they can get to, and by no means do I feed heavy. I go all by genetics. Either they're going to get there or they're not. It's simple as that. You cannot force a retic to get any bigger than what their genetics allow. What?
He said, "Yeah, figure it out afterwards."
Oh yeah. But no, that's my main goal over here. Um, I've got the genetics. I've got the one male that I have here that has insanely big genetics. Um, and I've got a female here that's got insanely big genetics also. And so down the line, I want the male to get as big as possible because I have a theory on behind that. But once he's up to the size that I want him, and I'm wanting him around the 19-foot mark, uh, then I'm going to breed him.
Males
I'm
get
not
big.
going to breed him any sooner than that.
Males can get big. Plain and
Well,
simple.
yeah, I mean, there's no doubt. I've had monster males, but I want a minimum of a 19-foot male before I even think about breeding him. I'm not going to breed him at anything smaller than that. I don't care if it takes me 5-6 years. I'm not going to throw animals in. I'm all about the genetics right now, and I'm watching that play out and the growth rates. So I'm not in any rush. Like I said, I'm enjoying my animals. Oh, see, I'm looking at one right now. I forgot. I've got a really awesome blonde tiger, probably the darkest blonde out there. She's 7 years old, 8 years old. It's 2021, right? She's oh shit, she's coming up on 10 years old. Um, but she doesn't have the genetics like a lot of those Bob Clark blondes do. And I was hoping to have her bigger than what she was. But who knows? Like me and Stephen Dawson talked quite a bit about these large scale genetics, and what I have in my arsenal right now is pretty good, and I'm hoping to break some records in the future, and not just say I have a such and such size snake and never measure it on camera. I'll measure it on camera, and I will
Oh
show
shit!
that.
You heard it first here. He's going to measure it on camera, people.
I'm not going to be one of these people that want to claim I have a 19 to 20-foot snake and then show pictures, but they won't put a tape on it. Or my veterinarian measured it. Yeah, that's another one of my favorites. But some new insights coming out on the measuring process of the retics. And see, I'll let Stephen Dawson make that public, which I think he's going to be doing pretty soon. It's going to pretty much blow the lid off of every record out there. But those are my plans. I don't have anything to make any crazy marks with, nor do I care about it really. But I'm definitely going to make some cool shit in the future, size-wise and locality-wise. But right now, they're sitting, being happy, eating their food, pooping, making me clean up their poop. And
my plans are just to make what I do read is to make the best that I possibly can. Make the prettiest animals that I can. Best of the best. Take exceptional animals and make them better.
in Texas.
Holla.
Also, guys, I'm going to point this out one more time before we end this. It seems whoever's watching this, share this video because really pass it around because I'm not on social platforms anymore. But seems like everybody forgot about the Lacey Act. I don't hear anybody talking about it. And we're not out of the woods. Just because this COVID stuff happened and our government's really messed up, that didn't go away. That just got postponed. It's coming back, and it's going to come back in full force. And unless you get up and do something about it, I don't care what morph you make, it isn't going to help when everything's illegal. And there's ordinances and laws being passed all the time on the state level, county level, town level. where you cannot keep these animals. And U.S. Ark cannot win every single battle with what they have by themselves.
Nope. So, everything he said is the truth. You have to support U.S. Ark. Please, 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 please. If you're not doing it, please do so. Become a member. Get others to become members. If you're at a show and you happen to see a U.S. Ark booth, go buy a shirt. Doesn't matter that you already have one. Buy a shirt, gift it to somebody. Buy a bumper sticker, something. Give them $1. Every little bit helps. Support U.S. Ark and
Absolutely.
educate. Try to educate yourself. Educate yourself and educate others.
That's right.
God damn it.
All right. So on the horizon, my schedule's still pretty busy. James, I know, is going through some stuff, but we're going to try and make some more content for you here in the future. We're going to have some guests on. We'll try and do another live with a little bit more notice so more people can get involved. But shoot us some ideas of what you want to hear. James or me, you might be able to get a hold of James a little bit easier than me right now. Not that I won't get your message, but I might not be able to respond to it. But we would love to hear your feedback. Don't forget, we have a Facebook and Instagram page and YouTube. Always, like, share, and subscribe. Leave those comments. Get a hold of us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whatever. Yeah, get a hold of us. And James, you got anything else to add?
Subscribe. Share the videos. Hit the bell. Even if you don't like us. Talk to us. Open your mouth. Type. Let us know what you want to hear us talk about. Anything goes. If it's retic related, let's get it popping. We can talk about anything and everything. I don't care if it's controversial or what. Well, it depends. But on the most part, anything goes. So shoot us a message and let us know. All right. Want to thank everybody once again. We will talk to y'all soon.
Bye-bye.